Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football back here at the Texas High School Coaches Association and Convention in beautiful Houston, Texas. We are here with the head coach of Weibo Nation, Lancaster Tigers, Coach Leon Paul. Coach,
yes,
appreciate you chatting with us. Good to see you again, man.
Of course, man. I'm always come by.
You know, we're Fort Worth guys through and through, so we got to stick together, right? We got to stick together.
Stand up, E-block.
There you go. So, first off, you know, I appreciate you coming. The Dave Campbell's booth, is it one of your must-stops during coaching school? You got to come by. It's packed, as you can see, right?
I have to every year. I wanted to come by yesterday, but I did a couple of interviews like with Bally's and stuff like that. That I already had lined up, but I knew today I was going to come by. I had to.
There you go.
We must stop.
We try to make it a good spot for the coaches. We try to make it. You know, we brought 600 magazines here. 600.
All of them.
And it's not even lunch on Tuesday, and we're out. You got the last one.
Say, man, say the best for last.
We try. So first off, let's look ahead to the 2023 season a little bit. I mean, obviously expectations are high there in Lancaster. You guys have a heck of a ball club. No easy games in your district. It's going to be a tough schedule, 1 through 10. It's no. I don't think there's any ducks on the schedule. You're going to have to come to play every week. It's going to be fun. And how excited are the folks there in Lancaster about your ball club?
Man, the whole community is excited, man. You know, they came to, you know, at first, the first season, it was a little sketchy, you know. And then this past season, when they saw how disciplined the kids are, when they saw our team GPA going up, and just how our kids are flying around and scoring a lot of points and stopping people, you know, there's a lot more people coming out. We had, I want to say, 2 or 3 sold out stands. I know soccer sold out, and then homecoming sold out. Man,
your home stands aren't small. It's a good size.
It's not small.
Good size
about
bleachers.
8,000 people.
Yeah, it's a good size stadium.
So
great.
it's fun.
Love covering games at Humphrey Stadium. It's always a good place to see a ball game. You spring. First off, spring. You know, what did you want to get accomplished this spring when you guys did spring ball? Did you're always, it's kind of setting the foundation for the upcoming season. So what were you guys really wanting to get done there in spring?
You know, really spring to us, it's always about scheme, but it wasn't really about scheme. Our whole thing was either humble yourself or be humble, and then stay hungry. So anytime I saw somebody getting beside themselves, you know, I always humbled them. And when I humble them, you know, it's not so fun when I humble them.
For sure.
So
they want the boss man getting on them too much.
So we're just going to be a humble team. We're going to take one game at a time, and we're going to try to win 16.
I mean, that's the goal, right? You're a competitive guy. You know, you don't get in this business to lose games, right?
No, you know, I got little man syndrome, so you know how that is.
That's our. But you. So, do you want your team to be a reflection of you? It's how old I am. I remember seeing you play in high school.
Yeah.
There at Arlington High.
Yeah.
And I remember you were the kind of guy, because you were an undersized corner. You had a little chip on your shoulder, and you played with that fire and that aggression.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a controlled aggression. You know, there's a line. You don't want to cross the line and get flags thrown on you. But do you want your kids to kind of play with that chippiness and that edge? Because football, in the end, football is a blocking and tackling game. And you got to be aggressive, and you got to, when you're on defense, especially, you got to arrive with bad intentions, right?
Absolutely. So, one thing that I preach is I call it controlled rage. You have to have controlled rage. Rage is not bad, you know. And I talk about the Bible all the time, and I tell them God destroys cities, you know, but he didn't do it all the time. He had controlled rage. I want to have controlled rage. In between the whistles, I want you to have as much rage as possible. I want you to play disciplined, hard-nosed football, but once that whistle stops, now it's time to move on to the next play.
Yeah, okay. And then and I think your kids last year, the film that I saw reflected that, and I think you got to be proud of your guys.
Oh, yeah.
But now taking it to the next level, you know, I think you guys have proven, you know, you can compete with the big dogs in the state of Texas, and at times beat the big dogs in the state of Texas. Those margins, especially when you get into the playoffs, are real thin, aren't they?
Yeah.
And taking that next step, you gotta play a clean game and all that fun stuff. For you guys, with the talent you have, is there anything that you think needs to be done a little bit better just to take that next step, or is it just more a matter of we just have to clean everything up on our end and just be one step better in 2023?
We have to take care. We have to take care of the football way more. The games that we lost the turnover battle. So we have to control the football on offense. We can't throw the ball 60, 75 times. We have to be a balanced offense. I want to be 50-50 is the goal. And then on defense, I want to lead the state in takeaways. And I've been preaching that since January. I want to lead the state in takeaways. We've moved a couple of wide receivers to DBs. Okay. So now 3 of our 4 DBs have ball skills. Corian, he's the only one that hadn't been on the offensive side of the ball, but he has ball skills. So
he does. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. Has he been asking you for put him in offensive packages? Has he been saying, Coach?
All the time. And it's hard to say no because he runs 10-5. So why wouldn't you want that out there? Yeah. But you got so many other weapons that
maybe come playoff time we'll put a package in for you.
Look, I told Sam I got you back on kickoff return.
Okay, is he on kick return now? Okay,
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I'm assuming people do not kick to him very often, do they?
No. Yeah. Well, it's kind of hard because you have him on it. You have T. Eric Martin on it. You have Keywan Lacey on it. You got Jabrandon Henderson on it.
I know what I would do, Coach. I would just kick it out of bounds.
Hey, I'm cool with that, too.
I would just kick it out. I wouldn't kick to any of those guys. I wouldn't kick to any of them. Your district, obviously, we talked about it a little bit. It's really tough. A lot of great football, great traditional programs in your district.
Yeah.
Good, well-coached teams. I know you and your coaching staff will have to prepare every week for those guys and break down film. And talented kids as well, especially at the running back position. Have you ever seen a district with as many good running backs? I mean, your front 7 linebackers are going to be tested every week. It's a loaded running back district, isn't it?
It is. I haven't seen it. I want to say there's maybe no less than 6 Power 5 running backs in our district alone. I mean, you got the running back from Forney. You got the running back from McKinney North. You got, of course, Longview running back. You got Lufkin running back. We have 2 backs that have committed to D1 University.
And so Tyler has the kind of athlete kid they put at running back, right?
Yeah.
They built McFall kid,
Zero,
right?
Yeah. You got to know where he is at all times. He might be at quarterback. He might be at receiver. He might be at running back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and he got Alabama offers. So, it's loaded. So, but, that's why at practice in spring, we do a lot of good on good. We let Key1 get hit. Mm-hmm. And because our linebackers, our safeties, and our D-line, they got to learn how to tackle a running back like him if we want to be successful.
If you're not a good tackling linebacker in your district, there's going to be some problems, right?
It could be 60 just like that.
Yeah. Boom. Okay. All right, final question for you, Coach. I've covered a lot of games in Lancaster.
Yeah.
And I know you now that you've been there a couple of years, you know your way around the community. When I come to Humphrey Stadium to cover a game, you got any pregame spots for me? And then y'all feed the press usually pretty good there. But if I want to eat in town, any pregame spots you got for me?
Man, so if you get it's called the Jaitlin 5K at Gator Pit.
Okay.
It's a baked potato, but it has like brisket, ribs. They got every type of meat that you could think of that they barbecue on a baked potato. It's delicious.
Okay, that's the pregame recommendation, right?
That's the pregame recommendation.
Do you get the loaded baked potato with the cheese and the
They put everything on.
Yeah, okay.
Bacon. Gator Pit. Hey, I need y'all to sponsor. Look, I just gave y'all a plug. Gator Pit.
Mean, if Gator Pit. So you're saying if Gator Pit fed your coaches on Saturday, you wouldn't be opposed to that? When
I
you're
would
in there
not be opposed to it. But the only thing about that, if my coaches eat one of those potatoes, after they finish, we might as well go home.
They might have the itis, right?
They're going to have the itis.
Yeah.
That's no doubt.
Final question for you. I know Coach Samples is speaking here in a little while. You're one of your mentors as a coach. Just for us, I know you've mentioned it on a couple of – shout out to the Dub, our guys at the Dub, their podcast.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned on that how happy you were. Just talk about Coach Samples, what he means to you, and how excited you were for him to get that state championship.
Man, Coach Samples, man, he is the guy that taught me about coaching. I wasn't coaching before I was on his staff. I was out there. I knew some plays, but I wasn't really coaching. And, the expectations that – I realized the expectations I had on myself was way too low when I got on this staff. And he just opened up my eyes to it's way more than football. To be a successful program, it can't just be about X's and O's. And he is a prime example of that. So when he won this state championship – and I saw that water come over his head, and he was holding up that trophy. Like, I didn't even know it. I looked up, and my dad was up there with me, and he was like, "Man, you crying?" I was like, "I ain't crying." It was coming down my eye. I guess I am, man. My heart was filled with joy because I know how close he was, and I know how hard he worked for it, and I know how bad he wanted it. So it was good to see him get it.
Well, Coach, good to see you as always, my friend. Good to see you, and we'll let you enjoy the rest of coaching school. It's always a big event down here, a lot going on, so I appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us.
No problem, man. Appreciate you.